Good morning, this is Latorian Paul, your mentor here, and I want to go over what I'm seeing for today. Yesterday, I talked about how higher lows become lower highs, and we have that right here on gold. So for gold, uh, I'm seeing a drop in the market through the rest of the week, something like that. Hey, Abby. Yep, she left. So that's that. I actually saw this same entry right here. Right here earlier this week. So let's see if it continues to hold. Uh, Now this is the 4-hour chart. Let me go to the 1-hour chart to see if we can get some more consistency with this analysis. And we do. We do have consistency. Now what I am seeing on the 4-hour chart, even though I'm seeing lower highs, it possibly could come up to a higher neckline. Maybe, let's say, let me bring down my, let me bring this down here. Matter of fact, we'll just take all these off. All right, so could come up to a higher place as far as to grab, because this is a fair value gap between these 2 points. You have this low, and then this lower high that was created. So they may pull back up within this range to stop hunt and then continue down. One thing I never overlook is possibilities. When you're trading, you have to think about everything that you can possibly cover. You can't cover all the bases, but you can cover a lot of them. So maybe it may come here. So if you're in this trade, that's about a 200 pip window. So, let's go down to the 15-minute time frame and see what we're getting. And at the moment, we have retesting. We have highs that have not broke the latest lower high. So technically, we're trading within a range. We're trading within a range because nothing is broken. Price has stayed between Tuesday's high and low for the last couple of days. So the safest way to take this trade, even though you're looking for it to go down, you want to see it break above this high, above 2040, and or below 2011, which is like a 300 pip window. You want to see price break one of these lows before you make the ultimate decision. Let me put this back on. Okay, let me make this bigger. And let me put you over here. Like here. Okay, that'll work. All right, let's go to the next one. Put you this way. I'll put you right here. Okay. So the next pair I want to look at, which are all on the bottom already, is GJ. So GJ, it did exactly what I said, and I'm glad I left these boxes on here, the lower highs and the lower lows. If you look at my last video, I said that it was a descending triangle, which means that price would drop out of the bottom. And look what happened overnight. Price dropped 300 pips out of the bottom. That's a win. That's a win for the psychology. That's a win for perspective. We put a lot of strength and trades, and I get that. Who wants to lose? Nobody wants to lose. But if you're winning and you don't know why you're winning, you're still losing. You're just happy that you're getting the results, but you're more happy for the results than you are for the next opportunity to trade, because you don't know how you won. You just won. All right. So now, remember I said on this one, I said the exact same thing. Lower lows become higher lows. Okay. Let me just see. I'm going to 15-minute chart and see what we had. So this was the low from, yeah, and just like that, this was the low. Price broke that, pulled back up to it, continued down. Right? Why wouldn't this be considered a low? Because this happened within the high and this movement occurred within the latest high, the high and low, the low and high before this point. This was still in that movement. So when we're considering highs or lows, they must go past previous highs or lows. Okay, in this case, we're looking for lower low. So in order for you to have a lower low, it would have to go past the previous lower low, and we had that. Okay, which is very good, very, very good for the psychology and for the perspective. Okay, and this is the keeping it simple way. I have done many strategies over the years, but I found that keeping it simple is the way to go. All right, let's go to my next chart. NAS versus USD, and we had the same situation happen, but it didn't break through. So it didn't break through. It gave us a low, but this low was in the range of the latest high and low sequence. So we're still kind of in a range. So until price breaks this low or this high, you may want to take it easy unless you're going to trade on the smaller time frames, which you can see more movement. So let's go to the 15-minute time frame and see what we can see. All right, so we have this at the moment would be considered it will be considered a lower low. Let me get this. I don't want to use these horizontal lines. I want to use these. All right, so this is the latest low. So this was the lower low from Wednesday. No, today is Thursday. So from Tuesday, this was the latest lower low. This was the latest higher high. All right. So if we have a low, a high, a higher low, even though it came here, if you looked at this was a higher low. All right. So now we have really, even with this, the latest high and this low and this high is within a range. Now, if you want to think about it, we have a couple things to look at. One of the things I want to point out is the fact that the faster moving average crossed over the slower moving average, which helps to show trend. So even if it's temporary at this moment, if you were looking to trade, the best trade you could take will be back to this point. You don't know if it's going to go through it or whatever, but the best trade you could take, if you were talking about taking a trade, is to sell at least down to this point, having this portion be a take profit and having your stop loss be above here. All right, because technically this was a low. This was a low, a lower low. So this lower low became a higher low right here. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing on that. If you go to the H1 to see if we can get something different on the H1, oh yeah, now that makes a lot more sense. You see even more movement. So let me clear these objects out. All right, so in this case, it's definitely showing. Yeah, this is going to continue down for a couple reasons. We have a low, a low, even though it was temporary low, a low. So we have about 4 with this 5th touch being at broke that zone, pulled back to the zone. So this could, your take profit for this continuation to the downside will be, the first take profit will be here. Anything after that would have to be seen by how far it drops, which is showing if this is the beginning of a trend change. It could be down here. You got this one, you got this one, you have, if it breaks that, you got that, you got this. If it just drops, you have all this room that it went up in the last, what, it took about 2-3 weeks for this move to take place. So if they wanted to drop the market, you have all this room that they can go to. Everything else is, until it happens, it's hypothetical, but that's where it could possibly go. All right, so I'm only trading, I think I got one more that I didn't put up there. I'm gonna put up here real quick. Chart window. I like to keep my pairs that I'm considering on here, so I have to keep opening up the market watch. I can just go to the tab. All right, so for GU we have what we have. We have a lower low turned into a higher low. Okay, and the potential take profit is right here. So we got this going right there. If it breaks it, great. One thing that I would suggest is if you're looking to trade and you want to be a day trader and the swing trader, or you want to see what you can get out of the day, then you close 50% of your profits or whatever percentage of your profits that you want to close when you're in profit, and let the difference run with your stop loss and profit, if that makes any sense. All right, so we got that. So your take profit will be this line, and as you can see, if you're just looking at the chart, going over the keeping it simple video, all these lower lows became higher lows, which were continuations to the downside. And then obviously you had the top part, which was ranging, right? But when you see, you had at least, the thing, even in the range, you have a few opportunities to still act on the lower highs and the higher low situation. So this was a lower low, it gave you a higher low. And with that higher low, you had 100% pullback. So it gave you that, and then it came back and fit your position, and then it did it again and a couple days later. That's why it's good to wait. It's good to wait. So price broke that, gave you a retest at a high, broke that, and then came back under the lower low, gave you a higher low for a continuation to the same point, which would have been filled. Okay, and then it did it again right here. So it gave you a lower low. Now this was a low here. This was a lower low. It was broken. When lower lows are broken and they're retested, they become higher lows when the trend changes. So let me enter some arrows here so you can see what I'm saying. All right, so this lower low was broken and it was pulled back to continuation. This lower low was broken, pulled back to continuation. All right, so this is my video for today. If you like what you've been seeing, make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that notification button, and I'm going to just be working on being consistent. I don't have anything to sell. I'm just giving up this information because it's helping me, and if it's benefiting you anyway, make sure you subscribe, share to somebody who will share to somebody who will share with somebody else, because I'm trying to help as many people as I can, and in turn I'll be helped. But that's all for today. GJ, did what it's supposed to do. NJ did the same thing. NAS probably have some work in progress. Still kind of in a flashy point. All right, if you're trading NAS, you're looking for a low, wait for price to break a new lower low, and then come back to that before you take a trade. If you're trying to sell, if you're trying to buy, then you will want to wait for price to break a high point, retest the high point, and then go. Okay, gold. We're looking at. Let me pull out some. For gold, we're looking at a continuation to the downside. It's saying it on the H4. It's saying a lower low and to a higher low for a continuation to the downside. So don't be surprised if this thing dropped crazy, because it shot up crazy, 1,000 pips in at the beginning of the week. So don't be surprised if it dropped down to here or down to here, because people are still looking for buys. Whatever the situation is, you can't participate in the move. You don't get on. You don't get in. All right. And then lastly, GU. GU is giving you lower low, higher low vibes with the potential to come down further, take profit one, and then everything else will be shown if price decides to go down that far. All right, that's all for today. You guys have a blessed day, and I'll see you later.